welcome to the ultimate DIWY show. Now, why the W? Because we do it with Yahweh, which is our special host. You cannot see him, but I promise you he is there. So in our previous show, part 2, we've done the cool project with the kids, and I know on the channel you guys can't comment because when you are working with kids and when you have a program on YouTube that is kids friendly, you're not allowed to put on the comments. That is one of the policies and stuff. So unfortunately there wasn't any comments switched on, but I got some private comments actually on my WhatsApp from people that were telling me that in the previous show, part 2 of the kids, they couldn't actually see how I was building the tripod and all the measurements and all the stuff the kids actually needed to do their project. So today we're going to be cutting it a little bit shorter, and today we're going to be giving all the measurements, and today we're actually going to be doing our first project, which we're going to raise some funds because we're still on zero funds and we need to actually get some funds, because otherwise this show is not going to have any point in doing. So today we're going to be working with Mom, and we're going to be building a cool herb garden with Mom, and we're going to be giving all the measurements. We're going to do it a little bit slower. We're not going to be fast forwarding stuff too much, and I'm going to be giving you guys a little bit more specs of how to do this. But this is actually going to be a really simple project. It is not that hard. It's not going to be a lot of measurements, and it's actually a very simple thing to do. So we're going to go out. We're going to start by actually taking the pallet we're going to be using, and we're going to be using also some pine wood as the workbench, and then we're going to take the pallet, we're going to break it loose and getting all the planks loose. And I know guys, it's going to be a little bit tough sometimes because we're working with dry wood, as I'm going to be using today. So obviously you don't want to break the planks when you try to break them loose, and the nails is rusted and it's hard and difficult to get out. But it doesn't matter, you will get it right and you'll figure it out. It's not that hard, and I'm going to be showing you guys now how to do it. And let's get started today with the project with Mom in the garden, because today we're going to be building a cool herb garden with Mom in part 3 of the ultimate DIWY show. Guys, thank you for watching, and let's get to our project. Okay, so for today we're going to be using a square to square out our measurements, and we're going to also be using a wire brush to sand off. Currently we don't have sanding machines and stuff because we're still on zero funds, so we're going to be using this, but this also gives it a nice effect because it's still going to give it that rugged look. And then we're going to be using our mathematical set to get our edges. We're going to be using a brush just to brush off the dust when we are done. We're going to be using a paintbrush because we are going to use wood guard, that we're going to protect our wood at the end of the day, because it is going to be a garden and we are going to put water in there. That's why we're using the pallets, because pallets are very strong and they are pretty much water resistant. We're going to use some sandpaper, and we're also going to be using the hand saw because we don't have tools yet, we don't have power machines and all that stuff, so it's going to be physical power in our arms, and we're going to be using that. And then we're going to be using a 12-volt battery drill that we're going to be drilling the screws in, and that is what we're going to be using for today's show. And then the materials that we're going to be using is the pallets. Now first we're going to use our square, and we're going to mark off where these nails were in, because we don't want those nails. And then we're also going to be using a pen, so we're going to mark that off square, and then we're going to cut off these two edges because I don't want this holes to be in there. Then we're going to be using 4 of these pine wood. I cut them already. They are 1.3 meters long. It's going to be a little bit shorter. I just made it a little bit longer so that we have that wood extra to play with and that we don't short. We're going to be using 4 of these, and this is going to be the legs. And basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to make 5 of these boxes, which we're going to put our sand in and plant our herbs inside here. So I've already made 2 of them just to shorten the video, so we still need 3 of them. So let's get started by getting those 3 boxes and putting them together on our legs, which is going to be pine wood. I'm using the pine wood because it's 2 different colors, and it's going to give it a nice look. So let's get started with our show. Okay ladies, so basically we've completed our 3 boxes, which we have 5 of them now. And then what we're going to be doing now is basically we're going to sand it a little bit down on the edges, not that much because I wanted to give it that rugged look, that rough look. As you can see here on the edges, it is kind of like uneven, and that's what I actually want with this palette, is to give it that rugged look, that old look. And then after we're done with that, we're going to brush them down, clean them nice, and then we're going to take our brush and we're going to be using mahogany wood guard, which is a reddish type of color. And because this is a dark wood, obviously it's going to give it that deep red color. And then with our pine legs, that's going to come on, which is a little bit lighter, obviously. As you can see, this is much lighter. It's going to give it that nice two-tone effect which we want. So let's get started on prepping these guys, and then after we're going to finish it off with our wood guard, because this is going to be a garden and we need to actually guard it for water to be more water resistant, and so that it can actually last long enough. So let's get started with that. Okay, so we are done with the 5 boxes, and basically we're going to be using the spine woods now, and we're going to be doing the legs. We've got 4 of them. I've already sanded them down. It was kind of old pine wood, as you can see, but I've managed to get them beautiful again and white. And this is the 2 colors then we're going to be working with. But we're also going to be putting wood guard on this, but it's still going to be lighter than this because it's lighter wood. So let's get started and let's get our 5 containers onto our legs. Okay guys, so we basically did the frame, and the frame is done. We've cut it on that edge over there. It is about 155 degrees. We've measured it out, and then we're going to start by putting the down one in here. We're going to lift it a little bit with this blocks. It's going to be coming in here. And then after that, we're going to put one in the middle, and then one here and one here. And that's how we're going to send it out. So let's get started with this one.